Have you ever heard of a train that just vanished? Not crashed, not derailed, but completely disappeared into thin air, taking all its passengers with it? Today, we re-diving into one of the most baffling and chilling mysteries of the 20th century, the bizarre case of the Zanetti train. It all began on a seemingly ordinary day in the summer of 1911. A brand new steam train, operated by the railway company Zanetti, was embarking on its maiden voyage from Rome. This wasn't just any trip. It was a luxury excursion for 104 wealthy Italians, a scenic journey through the beautiful Italian countryside. The highlight of the trip was a newly constructed 1-kilometer-long tunnel through the Lombardy Mountains. It was a marvel of modern engineering, and the passengers were excited to be among the first to experience it. As the locomotive, pulling 3 elegant carriages, chugged towards the tunnel entrance, everything seemed perfect. Passengers waved from the windows, enjoying the fresh air and the stunning views. The train entered the dark mouth of the tunnel and never came out the other side. When the train failed to arrive at its next station, panic set in. Railway officials, expecting a simple delay, were baffled. They sent search parties into the tunnel from both ends. They walked the entire length of the track, meticulously examining every inch. What they found was nothing. Absolutely nothing. No train, no wreckage, no debris. It was as if a 100-ton locomotive and its 3 carriages, along with 106 people, 104 passengers, and 2 crew members, had simply been erased from existence inside that mountain pass. The authorities were stumped. How could a massive train vanish without a trace inside a solid rock tunnel? They sealed off the tunnel entrance with a wall, partly due to public fear and partly because they had no other explanation. The official story was inconclusive, a frustrating dead end. But here is where the story takes a turn from a strange historical event to a full-blown paranormal enigma. There were 2 survivors, 2 men who had managed to jump off the train just before it entered the tunnel. Their testimony was terrifying. They described a sudden, thick, milky white fog that inexplicably swirled around the train as it approached the tunnel. A sense of overwhelming dread and panic washed over them, compelling them to leap from the moving carriage. They watched in horror as the train was swallowed by the fog and then by the tunnel, never to be seen again. Both men suffered from severe psychological trauma. Their accounts of the strange fog and the chilling atmosphere dismissed by many as a product of shock. For years, the story of the Zanetti train was a local legend, a ghost story whispered in the mountains of Italy. But then, something truly extraordinary happened. Decades later, and thousands of miles away, fast forward to the 1940s in Mexico City, a psychiatrist at a local hospital reported a very strange case. 104 patients were admitted, all in a state of hysterical confusion. They were all dressed in strange, old-fashioned clothing and claimed, in Italian, to have arrived in Mexico City by train. From Rome, they were disoriented, panicked, and insisted it was the year 1911. Of course, no one believed them. Their claims were so outlandish they were deemed mentally ill. But the detail is chilling. 104 people, the exact number of passengers on the Zanetti train. Could this be a bizarre coincidence? A mass delusion? The story gets even weirder. One of the passengers allegedly had a cigar box with him, still in his possession when he was admitted. The box had the date 1907 stamped on it, along with the name of the manufacturer. When investigated, it was confirmed that this brand of cigar box was indeed produced around that time. So, were these the long-lost passengers of the Zanetti train, somehow transported across time and space? The sightings didn't stop there. Over the years, reports of a ghost train began to surface from different parts of the world. People in various European countries, including Germany, Romania, and especially Ukraine, reported seeing an old-fashioned 3-car train appearing out of nowhere, chugging silently along tracks where no train was scheduled, and then disappearing just as suddenly. Witnesses consistently described the same thing: a vintage locomotive and carriages with the curtains drawn, moving without a sound. Some claimed to see spectral faces peering out from the windows. Railway workers in Ukraine have repeatedly documented sightings of a ghost train matching the description of the Zanetti Special. It would appear on their lines, causing confusion and delays, only to vanish before it could be intercepted. In the late 1950s, a railway worker in Ukraine supposedly saw the train and, acting on a local legend, managed to jump aboard. After that, neither he nor the train were ever seen again. This solidified the legend of the cursed ghost train in Eastern European folklore. So, what's the scientific theory? Or is there one? Some paranormal investigators and theorists have latched onto the idea of a time slip or a wormhole. They propose that the tunnel in Lombardy wasn't just a passage through a mountain, but a gateway through space-time. The strange white fog described by the survivors could have been a visual manifestation of this temporal anomaly. According to this theory, the Zanetti train didn't crash. It entered a rift in the fabric of reality, becoming unstuck in time. This could explain the sightings across the globe. The train isn't bound by physical tracks anymore. It's traveling through the fourth dimension, momentarily appearing in our reality at different points in time and space before vanishing again. The passengers found in Mexico could have been a momentary off-boarding from this endless, terrifying journey. Another piece of evidence often cited is a medieval manuscript from a monastery in Modena, Italy. Chroniclers recorded an event where a large, fiery metal chariot appeared from the sky, belching smoke. People with strange clothes emerged from it before it vanished again inside a thick fog. The description, while archaic, bears a spooky resemblance to a steam train, and its passengers appearing out of nowhere. Could the Zanetti train have even traveled back in time? Skeptics, of course, have more down-to-earth explanations. They suggest the train could have fallen into a hidden sinkhole or cavern beneath the tunnel that was never discovered. Italy is known for its complex geology. Perhaps a small earthquake sealed the chasm immediately after the train fell in, leaving no trace for the search parties. This would explain the disappearance, but it doesn't account for the two survivors' stories of the white fog or the subsequent sightings all over the world. And what about the passengers in Mexico? Skeptics might argue this was a separate, unrelated case of mass hysteria, or perhaps a hoax that got woven into the Zanetti legend over time. It's hard to verify a story from a Mexican psychiatric hospital in the 1940s, and the records are, conveniently or not, lost to time. But the story's persistence is what makes it so compelling. From the journals of the Mexican psychiatrists to the logs of Ukrainian railway workers, fragments of this impossible tale continue to surface. It's a puzzle with too many pieces that don't fit. Was it a geological anomaly? A freak weather event? Or did the 104 passengers of the Zanetti train become the world's first, and perhaps only time travelers, forever trapped on a phantom railway, their ghostly faces occasionally peering out at a world that has long forgotten them? To this day, the tunnel in Lombardy remains sealed. The fate of the Zanetti train and its passengers is officially unsolved. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most logical explanation isn't the only one, and that some mysteries might be destined to remain on a track to nowhere. The ghost train of Zanetti continues to ride the rails of our imagination, a haunting symbol of a journey that never ended. What do you think happened? Did the train fall into a chasm, or did it break through the barriers of time and space? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysteries. See you next time.